So how to make 5K a month in the next 90 days with your own social media marketing business, and especially if you have no experience. That's exactly what we're going to cover today. I'm also going to give you guys a little sneak preview of the 2.0 version of my six-figure accelerator program. I'm sure some of you have seen me talk about this on social media, but we're actually closing enrollments on the 2nd of October because we're releasing the 2.0 version. And I'm going to give you guys just a sneak peek of that at the end of this as well. So before we get into the strategies and the tactics, let me know if you are new to social media marketing or if you've been in this space, in this world for some time. So let me know in the chat if you're new, maybe you've heard about it online, maybe you've watched some YouTube videos. Let me know where you're at. Sweet, cool. So it's looking like most of you are new. I've seen a lot of news in the chat. Okay, cool. Yeah, someone has watched some videos. All right. Awesome stuff. Sweet. Let's keep going. So just a quick intro for anybody that is new to me and my story. This is just really important so that you can understand where I'm coming from, because I really truly believe that if you're going to learn from someone, you need to make sure that person has done what they said they've done, right? Like, you don't want to be learning from someone and have no idea about their backstory. So I'll keep it short and sweet because I don't want to waste too much of your time. So I started a social media marketing agency back in 2019, and I decided I was going to work with fitness coaches and supplement brands. The reason being was that I was heavily into fitness. I loved it. It was a part of my everyday, and I knew that I understood the market. Okay. I understood what someone, for example, that buys from a supplement company would think and feel, and also if they were working with a fitness coach. So I knew I had the passion, had the understanding. So I said that was going to be my niche. I went from 0 to 10K a month in 45 days and then scaled that business to our peak, which was 54K per month in 2021. You can see a screenshot of that from 2021 in March last year of that amount right there. So just to show you what that actually looked like, okay, so getting to 10K per month sounds awesome, but I want to show you what that actually looks like. So as you can see here, it's a screenshot from our accounting spreadsheet. We had clients that paid us as little as $150. If you look at client number 7, right, 128 euro. But then we had clients that were paying us massive amounts. So 2.5K for client number 1, or client number 2 here with 4.4K. So what you can see from this screenshot is that I didn't know what I was doing. Okay. I was still very much winging this. Yes, the business was growing. We're making a lot of money, but I really didn't know what I was doing. Okay. And I'm telling you that to show you that I'm not perfect. And I did not have this all figured out when I started. What I do know is that I got started, I jumped right in, and I wasn't hesitant. I wasn't scared of taking action. And that's why I got these results. So then, as I mentioned, about 9 months later, we were able to scale up to 50K per month. Now, from there, I've been able to work with over 300 business owners. In fact, we crossed 350 business owners, and we've collected over $1 million in that business. So my marketing agency has made over $1 million. Now, with these business owners, they were paying us, as you saw, varying monthly fees. Okay, some very low, some very high. What we're doing with them is helping them get more followers and customers on social media. Now, with our service, they would, of course, make more money, right? Because we're growing their presence, which is going to get them new eyeballs and new customers, but we're also saving them a lot of time, okay? Like a lot of time. Now, my agency in this current day runs on autopilot. Now, when I say autopilot, I don't mean that I never look at it, okay? That is false, okay? If anybody tells you that they have, a 100% automated business, it's probably not true. So I do spend, between, it could be 30 minutes to maybe an hour per day checking in with my team, because my team run the business for me. Now, I didn't start that way, started by myself and with a couple of team members, and that's how everybody starts off. But as you scale up, you'll get more people in on your team that take more responsibility and free up your time. So, you can do what you want. Now, you can imagine, right? If I've grown this business and it now runs with as little as 30 minutes of work per day from me, what do I do with my time? Okay. I'm too young to retire. So we're definitely not fucking retiring. So I started a second business. That's exactly why I'm spending this hour with you guys here today, right? I started mentoring and I've helped over 100 people make up to, this is actually an old statistic. Now it's well over $20,000 per month. So our top students are making over 20,000 per month. We've got 2 or 3 in that category right now. And just to show you some of those results really quick, okay? Because again, one thing that I've learned from my journey is that some people can build a business, and then some people can build a business and teach others how to do it. Okay. Like you can imagine, when you're in school, right? There's certain teachers that understand a subject or a concept, but they can't actually teach it very well. And you call them a bad teacher. They have the knowledge, but they're just not very good at getting you to understand it. Now, I want to show you that I actually have been able to get other people to understand this and to make it work for themselves. Okay. So one of my students here, Pavel, I just want to show you a quick screenshot of him. Pavel now is making over $20,000 per month. His best week was $6,500 in a week. As you can see from the screenshot here, 7 days, 6.5K. And here's him with his award. Okay, so I sent him this award when he hit 10K a month, and he sent me this lovely selfie of him with the award. And that's something we do with all of our students. Anybody that hits 5 or 10K a month, they get an award just like this. Kieran is one of my students from Ireland. He signed a 1K a month client within his first week of joining my program. So, he went from pretty much complete beginner, and you can pretty much see that from his message, right? Like he was very shocked that this even happened and that he locked in this client. But again, with the right action and in the right direction, you can also do this for sure. One of my students, David, one of my newer students, in fact, he only joined us last month. He's making over 3.3K a month right now, and he's only been working with us for 1 month, which is absolutely crazy. You can see some of his feedback here. He's been signing multiple clients per week from day one of starting inside the program. So awesome to see that. Here's one of my students, Dylan. He makes about 2.5K a month right now. Now with Dylan, he's not trying to make 20 grand a month. He's in college full time, and he used to be working a part-time job as well. So for him, he's just putting in 1 or 2 hours of work a day, and his business still makes this amount of money. Also, you see Dylan with his award for hitting 5K right there. One of my students, Katie, she's making 4.8K a month. She started with us literally a few months ago as well, able to quit her 9-to-5 accounting job, which was a big goal for her because she liked her job, but it was just getting pretty boring and she wanted to make more money. So she decided to work with us. And then we got Sam. Sam is super impressive to me. Sam signed a 12K client, which is massive. Okay, this client, as you can see here, was paying him 4,000 per month on a minimum contract of 3 months. So they agreed to pay him €4,000 a month for 3 months. And I want you to take just a split second to think about what that could do for your life. Okay, what could having a business that makes 2 to 20K a month do for you? Whether you're doing it full-time or part-time, it doesn't matter. We have students that do 1 hour a day on their business. We have students that do full-time and they do 10 hours a day. Think about that for a second. What would that look like for you, your family? Where would you be in 5 years if you were to have that set up in the next 90 days? Think about that and use that fuel as motivation, okay? So guys, we're going to get into some of the meat of the training now, okay? A little preface before we go into this. You guys don't have to offer social media services to make this work, okay? Many of the students that I work with in my program have created what we call agencies, but not all of them are related to social media. Okay, so most of my students do offer social media marketing because that's what I do. And most people follow what I do. But we have people that have created agencies in completely different realms, like completely different industries. So I want you to just be open-minded to this. And if you're not the biggest fan of social media, you can still make an agency out of something that you know. Because look, you probably have a unique set of experiences that you can use to craft your own unique agency that's going to stand out in a crowded marketplace. For example, you could have a website agency. You could have a funnel building agency. You could have an email marketing agency. You could have a copywriting or a content writing agency. You could have a content creation agency. You could have a 3D art agency. You could have an architectural design agency. You see where I'm going. The list is absolutely endless. This is a screenshot from one of my students, which this blew my mind. If you look at this last paragraph, what he does is he offers a drawing service to help companies out. So basically, they need architectural drawings for buildings, and he is signing them for a monthly fee, and then he is outsourcing all of that work to freelancers, which is what we teach. So you can see here, so far he took 7 projects. He got paid 4.5K. He's still working his full-time job. He outsourced all the work, and his profit comes out at 4,000. So he spent 500 outsourcing the work. He's got 4,000 left, and he's doing pretty much 5% of the work. The guys he's outsourcing to handle it all for him. So this is what you can do. Again, even if you don't have that much time, you can do this if you're working a job. The only limit is the limit that you place on yourself. And I know that from experience. If I'm not where I want to be in business, the limit is always me. So for you right now, if you're not making any money with a side hustle and you don't have an agency that's making a couple of grand at least per month, just know that you can change that. People are changing their scenarios, their lifestyles every day of the week. Now, if you're brand new, because I know a lot of you guys are brand new to this, I'm going to give you the most simple, basic breakdown of how this business model works. Okay. And it's simple and basic, so it will be understandable. Step one, you find businesses that have poor social media. Maybe they've got a really old website, or they're doing something that you know you could do better for them. And for my clients, it's social media. I find them, they don't have that good social media. It looks pretty basic, and I know I can help them. I then move on to step two. Okay. I chat with the business. I might offer them some advice, or I might just explain to them, look, here's what you need to do to save more time, so you're not wasting time on social media, and how you actually make more money and get more followers from using social media. And step number three is you get paid first. When a client agrees to work with you, one of the most important things is for you to make sure that they're going to pay you first. Okay. So they pay you first, and then you pay your team. Now, you don't have to pay a team. If you want to learn how to do social media marketing all by yourself and handle all the workload yourself, you can do that. And I will teach you that as well. So you have two options. You do it all yourself, or you outsource and delegate to other people. So at this point, you have a rough understanding how this works, but I totally understand that you might have some doubts. You might be thinking, why would a business pay you? What if you don't have any results? And how does it all work? Right? How do you actually do this? So look, right now I'm going to give you the exact methods that my students are using to, one, master social media, and two, make 5K plus per month online. If you are ready for that, drop a yes in the chat. I'm going to take a quick sip of water here and we'll get into it. Okay, cool. I'm seeing lots of yes in the chat. Awesome to see, guys. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Let's go. Let's do it. So to make 5K a month in the next 90 days with a social media marketing business, rule number one, you must understand that people are doing this. People are doing this. So people who are on this training right now will be making 5K a month in the next 90 days. So people are doing this, and people do it all the fucking time. I've shown you a bunch of results of myself and from people I've worked with. So that's the first most important lesson. Understand that this is possible. The second thing you need to understand is you have enough time. One of the most common things that holds people back is them thinking that they need 10 hours a day to make this work. You really don't. You need 1 to 2 hours a day of focused work. 1 to 2 hours a day where you can sit down without many distractions, either on your phone or laptop, because you can run this business from your phone if you really want to, where you can sit down and work on this side hustle. Okay. You don't need 10 hours a day. And finally, you need to understand that you have to spot this opportunity and act on it right away. So if you can understand that, one, people are doing this, okay? They're doing it and doing it every day of the week. Two, they and you have enough time to make this work. And three, there is an opportunity and that you can act on it right now. If you grasp all of that, you are going places. You will be able to do this. You will be able to make 5K a month in the next 90 days. Now, this is what 5K a month looks like, okay? Typically, it's 5 clients that pay you 1,000 each per month, or 10 clients that pay you 500 each per month. Now, you could go even lower and you could have 20 clients paying you $250 each per month. There's endless ways to do this, but these are just 2 examples. The second example here, 10 clients paying you 500 each per month. That is most common with my students, because when you're starting and you're a beginner, you're probably not going to be able to charge as much as John down the road, who's been doing this for 5 years. So John might be able to charge a business $2,000 a month, but that's because he's got loads of results, testimonials, all that good stuff, right? You, if you're just starting, you may have to go a bit lower, and there's nothing wrong with that. This is exactly what I did. You saw with my business in the month 1, I showed you the screenshot, right? We had clients paying a ton of money who could afford it, and the ones that didn't, we charged very low amounts, 100, 200, 300. So this is typically the route you're going to take, and that's what it looked like. So how do you sign clients? This is the golden question. This is the thing that holds 90% of people back. It's you understand the opportunities there. You decided you're going to act on it. You know you have the time and you know you want to do this. But how do you sign clients? How do you get a business owner to say, Mark, Owen, Adam, I'm going to pay you. I'm going to pay you this amount per month. And even if you don't have results, I totally understand. That is a scary, daunting experience. So I'm going to show you some methods right now. So method number one is signing clients using discounted pricing. And you do this to gain experience. Okay. So you just have to know more about social media marketing than the business owner you're selling to. So you don't have to be an expert, right? For you to hop on the phone with John, right? And John owns, let's say John runs a hotel. You hop on the phone with John. For you to sell to John, look, I'm going to run your social media, or I'm going to do your email marketing. You don't have to be an expert. You don't have to be some guy who has 10 years experience. You just have to know more than John. Think about it, right? If you know more than John, John sees you as an expert. So even if you only know the basic amount that you need to know, well, John probably knows nothing because John doesn't have the time, right? John's running his business 7 days a week and he's got a family at home. So he doesn't have the time to even learn this. So I want that to be really clear to you, okay? Don't have to be an expert. You just have to know more than the person you're selling to. Now, with this method, what you will do is you'll offer a business owner a very heavily discounted price because you know you don't have results, okay? You're not naive and you're not going to lie to a business owner and say, hey, I've worked with 20 businesses, because that's unethical and it's not going to get you very far. So you're going to be honest. You're going to connect with John on a personal level and you're going to sell to him, not my results and experience, but me as a person. Like, John, I'm going to make this work for you. John, I'm going to make this work for you. I'm heavily incentivized to make this work for you, John, because if I get you results in month one, you'll pay me in month two. And if you're happy with month two, you'll pay me with month three. So John now understands that, cool, you have skin in the game, right? You want to make this work just as much as he does. And you're actually going to give him a discount. Okay, you're going to give him a service for, let's say, $300 a month instead of $500 a month, which is the usual going rate. So you've connected, you were super personal with John. He understands why you want to do this and how you're going to get results. And then you also hit them with a discount. So many of my students use this when they're just starting. And you're not going to discount and charge $300 a month forever, but it's great to get things going. It's great to get your first 2 to 3 clients locked in, which then gives you more experience and gives you more confidence and hopefully gets good results for your clients so that you can then have case studies and testimonials to document and show to future clients. Okay, so it's clients that you speak to in the future. Now, another method I want to show you is using what we call the no results case study. And guys, feel free to screenshot all this, by the way. I have no problem with you taking a screenshot of this because I'm happy to share this info. So using the no results case study, right? This is how it works, okay? So in my agency, right, I'm established, I've got loads of testimonials, results, etc. I'm going to show you the process I use, and then I'm going to show you how you can use the same process slightly differently, tweak 1 or 2 things, and get the same results. So I message a business that I find, and I message them on Instagram or LinkedIn. And I ask them a quick question, okay? I don't sell them anything. I don't try and say to them, hey, your social media is bad, pay me. I just ask them a question. Hey, have you thought about doing this on social media? Something super simple, like really, really simple, okay? The second thing I do is when I have a conversation going, okay, they've responded back to me, I'm going to pitch a free case study. The case study shows what we can do, how we do it, and how they can use social media to make more money, grow their business, or save time. So there's a benefit for them. John understands if he says yes to the case study, he can flick through it, have a quick read, and he'll probably learn something that will potentially make him a ton of money. Then I pitch him a free Zoom call. Okay, so I've messaged them, I've given him this free case study, and then I hop on a free Zoom call with him where I understand his struggles, what has really held him back in his business, and I show him exactly what I can do to help him get to the next level. And I basically rinse and repeat this. Okay, rinse and repeat. We do this hundreds of times a day. We send out hundreds of messages every day, and we do this with virtual assistants and sales closers. Now, here's how you will do this and use this same strategy if you don't have results. Because you don't have results, your case study is going to be different. You're going to do what we call a compare and contrast case study. This does not include your results. So you're not going to lie. You're not going to say, hey, these are my 10 clients. Okay, you don't have clients. But what it does is it includes a detailed breakdown of 2 social media accounts. One social media account that's doing very well, lots of followers, good engagement, things are looking good. And one that's not very good at all. The difference between the bad social media, the good social media, is your service. And that's what you're going to do in the case study. You're basically going to show them, you're here, you want to be here, I'll get you to here, and you'll get there through my service. Now, any of my students, you get templates of this, and I literally give you this, I give it to you on a plate, so you can pretty much copy and paste this, tweak a couple of things, and you have yourself a no results case study. And this is incredibly powerful. So many of my students use this when they have no experience, and this positions you as such an authority figure. People see you after this case study and they think, geez, that guy knows what he's doing, even if you've never done this before. So you're going to use this not forever, but to get your first couple of clients. We call this beta clients. Okay, your first 1 to 3 clients where you charge them less money. You use this type of case study, and your goal really here is just to learn what works, learn what doesn't work on social media, hopefully get them some really good results. And then hopefully they're going to pay you even more money in the future. That right there is an absolute killer strategy so many people use. You can also leverage referrals. Okay. One of my students, Gavin, he got his first client. And if you look at the message here, what it is his dad has a hardware business and he's going to pay him $1,000 per month for social media management, a bit of content creation, and he was also going to manage a Shopify store for his dad. Okay. So this right here is something so many people don't even think about, right? You probably have maybe a family member or maybe a friend or maybe a connection on your LinkedIn, right? Some guy you knew back in school that has a business. There is potential for you to sign clients, reach out to your network and get those easy wins in. And again, you might go back and use what we previously covered. You might build out the little case study, do a discounted price, get a couple referrals, your first couple clients, and then that is going to give you the experience and knowledge you need to get more clients down the line. Very similar to what we looked at. You're going to use this method, not forever, but just to get your first couple clients. You want to learn what works, what doesn't work, get them good results. And really, guys, if I want you to take home this lesson here is that marketing is best learned through experience. Okay, there's only so much learning you can do. And it's why with the students I work with, we teach them, but we also give them action items, right? We give them things that they need to do each week. We give you a plan. We give you a roadmap. We tell you what to do because you learn this stuff by doing it. I didn't build a business by just watching YouTube videos. I built a business by understanding how it all works. So getting the right information and then taking massive action. That's how it works. But look, maybe you're still sitting there and you've absolutely no idea, what to even do from here. This is a second method that you can look at. The second method is buying a course or mentorship to shortcut the learning curve, right? This is necessary if you have no idea, right? If you have no idea what you're doing and you don't know anything about what I've just talked about, this is probably necessary, okay? Because to sign your first couple of clients, again, you don't need to be an expert, but you do need to have the fundamentals. You do need to understand more than the business owner. Okay, and just a side note, we'll get to this later on, but on October 2nd, which is a few days from now, we're actually closing down enrollments to my personal program. And this is the program that teaches you everything you need to know to market on social media platforms like Instagram, TikTok, etc., and also how to sign clients and build up your own business. And it's not just a course, right? It's a course plus live coaching calls every week, daily one-to-one support. And again, we give you a plan, we give you a roadmap and tell you what to do. We'll touch on that later. Let's get back into the training for now. So if you want to go down this route, you can find some cheap courses on, places like Udemy or even YouTube. But please do keep this in mind. Social media platforms change every couple of months. Okay. So what worked last year on TikTok or on YouTube or on Instagram doesn't work as well this year. So you need to be learning from somebody that is constantly updating their materials and resources. Okay. Somebody that's not just going to build a course and sell it forever, but they're going to build it and keep adding to it. And it's why I add new trainings to my programs every month. And if you guys follow me on social media, you'll know that I recently rebuilt my entire program. I flew from Europe to Miami to literally rebuild the entire program. I was in Miami and Florida for 2 weeks and I didn't party and I didn't go out once. All I fucking did was work. And I did that because I know the importance of me staying on top of my game and making sure what I'm giving out to my students and people that pay me money is top class. It's top class and actually works because it's new and it's fresh and it's real. So method number 3 is DIY, do it yourself. Okay. As I just explained to you, marketing is very easily learned when you actually do it. So because marketing is best learned through experience, lots of my students decide to actually start their own pages. So their own Instagram, their own TikTok. You can see one of my students, Atlanta here, she hit 10K followers. She's actually got way more than that now. This is a screenshot from, I think, about a month or so ago. But yeah, she joined one of my programs, TikTok Accelerator program, which my students get access to, started her own TikTok page and hit 10K followers. So for Atlanta, she now is her own case study. She can sign a bunch of clients because she has experience and she knows what she's speaking about because she did it herself. So yeah, would highly recommend this to anybody that is willing to put their face out there. If you're not willing to put your face out there on TikTok or Instagram, that's okay. Many people don't do that. You don't need to do it. It's just one of the routes that you can take to learn this stuff. Now, the final route, okay, if you have no idea, again, you don't want to buy courses, you don't want to do it yourself, but you still want to run a social media marketing business. Ideally, what you need to do is outsource, okay? So instead of you learning graphic design, or how to create content or how to run Facebook ads, because all of that takes time. You're going to let my team and I help you outsource to freelancers. You don't have to learn the marketing skills if you don't want to. Again, you just have to know more than the business owner that you're selling to so that you can sell to them. And then you give the work to your team, freelancers and contractors that do this for you. It's a very popular route. I've got many students that do this where, again, I don't really even know the service that well that they provide, but they just know enough to sell it. And the reason this works, guys, is think about it like this. When you go, if you go to buy a car, for example, right? If you go to buy a car, yes, the car salesman knows a decent amount about the car. Okay. He knows like the engine size, if it's petrol, if it's diesel, you know what I mean? He knows what he needs to know, but he doesn't actually have to be a car expert. A lot of guys are, but you don't need to be. In fact, most of the top car salesmen, they don't even like that. Yes, they know about cars, but they're actually just better at understanding how to sell. So they start off knowing enough to sell it, and then they get more experienced, obviously, by just selling cars. So that's how this works. This is the same as any other business. Okay. An example I showed you earlier is a great example of this, right? The guy in my program is getting 4.5K a month, outsourcing all the work, taking home 4K profit, and he's doing 5